United 3, Liverpool 3. What a game. Craig, how we doing, mate?
Absolutely buzzing, mate.
Jeez, I think we can just skip the first half. Obviously, they hit the crossbar. That literally the only note from the first half. So let's just get straight into it. Second half, as it has been our downfall this season, second half for the first 5 minutes, we just can't cope, and it's frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think we performed anyway in first half this time. It were a bit. We looked tired and a bit slow in the speed of thought. But yeah, second half we just switch off for the first 5 minutes all the time, don't we? Like there's no, I don't know what it is, but yeah, it was terrible first 5-10 minutes of the second half.
I mean, it's frustrating, but obviously they score within 2-3 minutes and then they score again. So 5 minutes in and it's 2-0 down. Let's be honest, mate. Did you think that we could come back and get anything from that game at all?
To be honest with you, no, because I thought at 2-0 down against Liverpool, like, and you know how good they can be. I know they've been very poor recently, but it's Leeds United in it. And if anybody's going to kickstart anyone's season, you know, it's us. And yeah, going 2-0 down to them, I thought this is going to be hard to come back now because you've got, you know, what people class. I'm not going to say I'm in that category, but you've got what people class as some of the best defenders in the world, and probably one of the best keepers in the world. And you've got, you know, you got throughout that team. There's quality everywhere, and they weren't Premier League champions last season for no reason. So yeah, it's hard to think of a comeback from 2-0 down, but it's Leeds United under the lights at Elland Road.
We kind of done it against Man City almost. We were 2-0 down there and we brought it back 2-2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Daniel, what a masterclass from him bringing on the two subs that he did at the time. Nonto and Nonto, Aronson, and Tanaka, a triple substitution, which, mate, you say the word, mate. I'm not going to use your word.
What the tactical genius that he is. It is. I mean, I would challenge anyone to say that they understood when those three players were taking the shirts off, the tracksuits off to come on. I'd challenge anyone to go, I knew exactly what Daniel Farke were going to, you know, this were crying out for these three substitutions. Tanaka, yes, I understood. Yeah. But bringing Aronson and Nonto on to change that game, I was like, what? What are you doing?
Personally, I can understand the Aronson side of it because he brings the energy, he brings the pressing, he's going to give you 100% no matter what.
No, I'm not disputing that, but where's the creativity is what I was thinking. Like, where's the spark going to come from? Like, and then what happened? It's like, you know, Nonto gets penalty, and it just all fell into place. And I'm just like thinking, he's a genius. This guy is a genius.
That they were playing as well. I know Liverpool were doing their little triangles, but Aronson was doing triangles with Nonto and whoever it was that they were just passing it. Literally 1-2 touch football. It was beautiful. And I've seen few Liverpool fans or a lot of Liverpool fans online saying it wasn't a penalty.
That's still more.
You put your foot up for it, and then like his legs literally went up and down into his shin.
It's a Stonewall penalty. Wherever you look at it, that's a Stonewall penalty.
And then obviously steps up DCL. Part of me was like, he's going to miss this, isn't he? But then it's against Liverpool, obviously, played for Everton. In my head, straight away, I was like, yeah, there's no doubt he's scoring this. Decent penalty, wasn't it?
Very, very good, well taken penalty. No, I didn't expect him to beat Alisson from like. I thought he would have gone further into the corner with it, but yeah, very good penalty.
Yeah, and then 2 minutes later, who I did say, admittedly, at the start of the game or start of the day, he was going to score. I did say it was a free kick.
Oh, no, what?
I did say he was going to score a goal from a free kick, but he still got a goal, mate. At the end of the day,
I know. And it was well taken. It was well taken, man. It was a good finish, that.
Yeah, lovely little pass from Aronson. That see the creativity there from Aronson. He,
Yeah.
but we know that your feelings on Aronson is creativity. That he doesn't do it. It's just that final pass and stuff like that. We get that, but then unfortunately we get cut open in the defense straight through the middle, mate.
Yeah, a bit of a lapse in concentration and naivety. Like I say, Tanaka steps out to press and leaves, you know, a gaping hole for them to start their attack. And yeah, it didn't need to happen. We could have been a bit more conservative in that moment, but it happened. But then that's when again, like another sucker punch. I thought we've worked this hard to get it back to a piece. And if we'd have kept that pressure on, we probably. I felt at that point we could have won. We could have we could have carried on and won. And then yeah, we go down to 3-2, and I'm like, and I thought this is Man City all over again. We play well, we get back into it, and then we get a sucker punch. But again, the tactical genius brings on a substitution that just changes the game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Pirro comes on for Ampadu, and then Bornell comes on for Bogle. Get a corner. To be fair, I can't even remember how that corner came about, if being honest with you. I just know beautiful delivery. And Gravenberch, thank you for handballing it, because if it wasn't for that handball, it doesn't fall for Tanaka to put it in the back post, does it?
No, I think did it come from we had an attacker. I think we got we had we had a chance to shoot. I can't remember off the top of my head now. I forgot that who took the shot. But I think we had a shot and then it deflected off someone and went out for a corner. And then that's where it came from. But yeah, it was. Didn't we have a corner just before it? I think we had a corner just before it.
Yeah.
Then we had a shot.
Yeah, we had a corner, went short, and then it went off, and then they were going
and then we got another chance, and then this time, and then this time we got a goal from it, and my boy Tanaka, man, I love it. I love it when he scores. Put it this way, it made up for the mistake of them getting their third goal.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about individuals in a minute, because I also think that Goodmanson's had a part to play in that, because he just steps over the ball and
but I mean the chance came from earlier than that. Goodmanson left his runner. He left his runner, and Nonto didn't bother covering him, but it come before that. Like the chance wouldn't have been created otherwise.
No, but still, mate, honestly, if you'd said at the start of last week, when we started before Man City, that we were going to get 4 points from City, Chelsea, Liverpool, you'd be called delusional and crazy.
Yeah, and the performances that we've put in over those 3 games, it's I mean, unbeaten against world champions and Premier League champions. So how many people?
I thought we'd get a result against one of the 3 teams. I'd said that before, but I didn't expect it. I didn't expect this type of performance from, especially the last 2.5 games.
Yeah,
I think the last 2.5 games we have been sensational and next level. I'm not going to go on about.
We have said, haven't we, that we'd probably shockingly pick up a result against, but I don't think any of these games have been a shock result. We've deserved everything we've got out of them.
Yeah, even in the first half,
City, I think we deserve something out of that.
I think we deserve something out of the Man City game as well, especially that second half. But
yeah,
I mean, when you put in that much effort, you change your formation halfway through the game, and it's, unless they obviously have been training with it. I mean, you know how long I've been calling out for 3-5-2. You have as well, and it's worked, because even in the first half today, we looked like when we were going long, DCL holding up the ball, Okafor running at their defenders. We were creating stuff. Yes, there was no shots on target from either team, but we let them have the ball when we did, and when we had good possession of the ball. So overall, mate, I'm absolutely buzzed by that.
I am, yeah. It's one of those like you're feeling disappointed because you didn't get the win, which we looked like we could have gone on to do, and then we got that sucker punch goal that put them in front, but then we equalised, so you got the joy and jubilation of getting a point out of it anyway and not losing. So it's and it's just the fight more than anything. The fight that we showed is what I want to see. I know we're going to lose games. I know we're going to draw games, but it's the fight and determination that you want to see. Like in the first half, I don't think there was much of it. Not like in the last two, 1.5 games, shall I say. It looked a bit like you can tell we were tired. This is the third game of the week, and you know they put all their effort into the last couple of the last game and a half. So it was good to see him come out in the second half, especially after going 2-0 down to just all of a sudden turn a screw and just go right. Then we've got nothing. But I don't like that we wait till we've got nothing to lose before we do it. You know, just do what we did against Chelsea. Just do it from the start.
Yeah. No, I get that. And I think obviously Liverpool and Chelsea are two different styles and types of football.
Yeah.
And you see that when we pressed Liverpool, they didn't like it. But at the same time, Liverpool pressed higher. You know what they've been doing for us.
That's how they play, though. Yeah, you get Liverpool weight change. Liverpool always press high, and it makes playing that that tactics. You've got to win every ball, and I don't think DCL were doing not doing as good today, but he weren't winning everything like he normally does.
Yeah,
and it were a bit hit and miss today because today it were really good in some parts, but then there were other parts where I didn't like this jumping up to try and control it with his shins, and it kept bouncing off him. I'm like, that's odd, but yeah, against Liverpool when they're press high, you've got to win them long balls over, and otherwise it's just gonna come back at you all the time. So yeah, it's an hard one. Chelsea's easier to play against because they just want to pass the ball everywhere.
Yeah, no. Well, like you said, you've already touched upon long passes. Obviously, well, let's just talk about Perry as well because Perry did some decent long balls today.
Long balls, they're throwing them.
Yeah, so I know that some people, again, going back to what I've seen, some people online say it's his best game. Some people still saying drop him. I want to know what your thoughts were on this game in particular. And guys that are listening, watching us, let us know your comments on the game, who your man of the match was, and player ratings as well if you want to, and if you agree with us. So, Perry, mate, what did you make of him today?
I thought you were all right. You were pretty good. I mean, he pulled off a blinding save for one. His distribution, we've just got to accept now, aren't we, that his distribution's not his strong point. But throwing it out is a lot better than kicking it.
Yeah.
And I want to see more of that when we've got the ball where he can throw it out. Because when he's throwing it out, it's a lot more accurate than when he's kicking it. Because he's got this tendency to just scoop it all the time, and it goes out instead of being in the center of the pitch.
No, things that it's hard when you're playing as when you're doing these long kicks. Yes, you've got DCL who is good in the air. We know that and can hold up the ball or knock down the ball. We saw it because Okafor had a chance to start off with. We just went wide because of that long kick.
Yeah.
Long kick straight over DCL. Then there was a mix up between Van Dijk and Konate, which then Okafor had a shot. Should have done better, but
this is why I think over time I think that would work better because you've got that DCL, you've got Okafor picks up that ball and runs on shoot. You saw it a couple of times in that first half where he had that opportunity from that kind of play. Where I don't see Mecha being in that position because Mecha is very similar to DCL, and I don't see him being in them positions where he can do the same as what Okafor can. But like I said, it's going to take time to come off that. That's just going to come with time and playing together. But for Perry, blinding save. to keep us in the game. And could you blame him? I don't think you can blame him for any goals.
I mean, the first one, no, because you've got a choice. The player's running at you. You're either going to stay as you are, left or right. You've got a third. You've got to make a decision.
Yeah.
He went to, I think it was his left. Ekatika went to, obviously, keeper's right. So, no, I'm not going to blame him for that. The third goal, again, it was a crossover. He kind of challenged for it, didn't get there. So unless you're going to say to him, well, he should react quicker, he needs to be quicker off his line. So again, that's nitpicking. Third one, again, no, because that's Tanaka, Goodmanson's, whoever's else in the middle. I don't blame him for that at all.
That's what I mean. I don't think you can blame him for any goals. So
4 saves overall.
Yeah, and I can't take anything away from him. Plus, he punched Ekatika head, and that were nice.
Yeah.
So, I think 7.5 just for the save. I think, and seeing those long throw-outs, I'm going to go 7.
I'm going to go 7. I can't really go any higher. We've conceded 3 goals, and yes, I understand that none of them are really his fault, but he has conceded 3 goals at the end of the day.
I'm starting to look at Perry as kind of a beefed up Melier. Like you get these really good performances from him sometimes, and you also get some mistakes out of him.
But I know exactly what you mean by that, and I kind of agree to you on that one. And except for he can actually throw the ball pretty long as well.
Yeah.
But right. Let's go on to the person who did make the error for the first goal, Joe Rodon, mate. I mean,
I don't like putting Joe down, and I'm not putting Joe down, but I don't like to see this from Joe because he's been one of the standout performers so far this season, in a pretty poor defense. But I mean, he'll know himself. He let himself down today.
Yeah.
He don't normally. I don't think I can think of many times where he would pass that ball across the face of across the face of the defense.
Not with that little.
Not when he's got the time to play that ball up the line. It just seems a bit uncharacteristic for Joe. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to give him a 6.
See, I'm looking at it
too low because apart from that, I think he weren't bad.
He was still good in the air today, forward and defensively. I think for me, right, you got to think about it this way. Yes, I understand Chelsea fans blamed Tosun last week for our third goal, but you've also got to give credit to Okafor for pressing him. And then again, you could say the same thing for him. They were pressing us. That's what Liverpool do. They pressed him into that mistake. Yes, it's an error on his part because he could have done it a lot harder or just cleared it out. So you do have to take that into consideration. But yeah, I can't go any higher than a 6.
Yeah, I think 6 is probably fair. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I just can't go any lower because overall, like I know if that were different players, I'd probably go low for making such a mistake. But yeah, I can't. Not for.
No, I am trying to see with it that we done it last week to Chelsea, and I stated to other Chelsea fans, praise the press. So I'm gonna do it this time. I'm gonna praise Liverpool's press because they made us make an error. So yeah,
Mate, everybody thinks Van Dijk is best defender in the world, but we pressed him. You remember the first season we went up, like under Bielsa, we made him make mistakes, and that's Bamford. That's Bamford and Harrison that caused him problems. So
I mean, I would say at one stage, or for like 2 seasons, yes, he was the best centre back in the world, but he has lost his.
He's not, but
awareness recently.
But I won't. Yeah, I can't class him as one of the best defenders in the world ever because you're going up against people that
Probably not ever. No.
no, not ever. Because but some people do rate him that high, and it's like, well, you look at players like Maldini that were consistently good defending, like a consistently good defender. Van Dijk's done it for a few seasons, then he has a few seasons off, and then he comes back and has a couple of good seasons. Then he has a few. He's not consistent enough, but yeah.
But we digress. Anyway. So we are going to move on to Bijol now, who did come off on the 65th minute. So what did you make of him up to that point, mate?
I thought he was pretty good, pretty solid. I like seeing him there, and this is what the effect of bringing him off was, that there was that big hole back as a back four. You got no one covering, where you see it's just you just saw the gaps open up once we went back to a back four, and I thought Biol, you could see we were missing Biol there, but yeah, for me, 7. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It was solid for me.
Yeah, I mean, they made notes on it that when you got back 3, you can allow for your defenders to push forward a little bit or make an error in terms of, well, if you push out for a tackle and then say Gappo's running behind, you got that cover behind you.
Well, that's what he's there for, yeah. And I think that's what he likes to do. He's not the quickest, is he? So, but he likes to be that. Is that way it allows Joe Rodon to move forward. It allows Stroke to move forward.
Yeah, I'll go for a 7 as well. Right, Pascal Struijk, mate. What did you make of him?
I'd probably be tempted to go for a 7 as well, if not maybe a bit higher. I thought he was pretty good today, Pascal.
I'll go for a 7 as well. Again, I'm not going to go any higher, only because like the fact that we've conceded 3 goals and again broken record, but yeah, 7. Right, Bogle, mate. What did you make of him today?
It's an hard one with Bogle because I'll bet statistically it looked bad on him, but the thing is, without him in the team in that position, it's a completely different look.
I mean, he made the most interceptions in the game,
which that's what I mean. But I'll bet you, like statistically, other on an algorithm ratings, he's probably got a low rating. But I'd probably be tempted to just give him a 7 as well. I don't think he were outstanding like he is sometimes. And I don't think he were poor.
I think because he got that silly yellow card, I think because it's one of those things you're always going to be touch and go.
Yeah.
Because of when he got it, and especially against Gappo or whoever he's up against, you've then got to be careful with lunging into tackles.
Yeah.
But he did still hold his own, though.
Yes, it takes a lot out of his game as well. If he gets a yellow card, he's got a yellow card in him every time, but it takes a lot out of his game when he does get a yellow card because he can't play the physical game that he likes to play. So, but I think 7 for me. I think
I'm 6.5.
Fair enough.
Maybe. Right, Goodmanson, mate.
Apart again, I'm gonna go same again. I'm just gonna say 7 again because I thought it gives us a lot going forward, like attacking wise. He wins that ball, like he'll win it around the halfway line, and he'll just push forward, and you can see he's getting tired because he's doing this like he's done it for the last 3 games, and yeah, it was caught a bit high up because of that for that 3rd goal. Was it the 3rd goal or 2nd goal? He got caught high up, so he had to sprint back, but he left his runner, which
that was the 3rd one. That was the 3rd one when he lost the run and he literally like jumped over the ball.
Well, he lost his runner, and which was the person that ultimately scored the goal instead of. But again, not solely blaming him because in that build up, it was Tanaka that stepped up to press and ultimately got the ball. Like, it came around, and then Goodmanson had to try and get back. He lost his runner. Nonto didn't cover him, and Slobosai scored. But yeah, it's overall a 7. I'm not going to.
I am not going that high.
Second goal
was his fault. Yes, they were checking whether or not we had a penalty or not, but it was pulled out to him. He tried taking past the player, so he tried kicking the ball past the player, but it was like a soft kick, so he could like dink it past or do a 1-2 with whoever it was. He lost the ball, which then they scored from. I didn't think he was overly great today. And you know me, I'm a massive fan of him. I still think he's a fantastic left back. I just think that he was poor today. I'm only going to give him a 6.
Fair enough. I don't think you're poor though.
And this is why football is a matter of opinion. We see the game differently. So doesn't mean I'm right and you're wrong, but yeah, I am always right. Let's move on. Mate, even when I'm wrong, I could have been right, so therefore I'm right. Anyway. Gruev next, mate.
Poor. No, Gruev. I thought Gruev were pretty good today. He held his own. He's a. How do I say this in a nice way? But he brings a different game to what Tanaka brings. I'm only saying that. I'm only comparing them because that's the position that they got swapped. He came in for Tanaka and gave Tanaka a bit of a rest, and he brings a different type of game. He's a bit more easy, a bit more passive, a bit more just pass it off, lay it off, simple. He's not going to give you what Tanaka gives you, but it will give you it will stick a foot in. It will, it will intercept. It will tackle. It will stand up to players. But I thought it was pretty good. So again, I'd probably give him a 7, maybe a 7.5 if I'm being generous.
7. I'm just going to give him a 7. I thought, like I keep saying, I still think Grove is massively underrated.
Oh yeah, he is.
Broken record and all of that, but I generally think that he's holding his own, especially when you're coming up with the Liverpool midfield. I thought he was decent with what he's done. So yeah, 7 for me. Let's go on to Ampadu next, mate. What did you make of him today?
Again, probably another 7. Nothing too special. Nothing poor, but it wasn't. He didn't. He didn't play to the tune that he played against Chelsea. So it's a tough one because he's good without being too good.
Yes, he wasn't as good as what he was against Chelsea, but he cleared up the defense. So he came back, and then obviously when they were attacking, he was the one who was clearing the ball.
Oh yeah, he always does.
7.5.
He's made the most interceptions this season, apparently, for Leeds.
I'm not surprised by that at all.
He is good, very good. But again, like I say, today he was good without being too good, but not being poor. So, but nothing flashy, nothing standout like against Chelsea, where he's all over the place.
Yeah, no, 7.5. Thought he was good.
He was good.
Right, Statch next, mate.
Statch, I will give 7.5.
That low?
Good.
Give it a 7.5.
Maybe an 8.
Easily.
I won't say easily. It was good. It was better than most. It was the best of the midfield trio, but there is points where he, like our message, like I said in the group, what I noticed with Stack is brilliant. Like if you're playing Football Manager, there's 20 at interceptions, 20 at tackling, but then like a 2 at passing. Like he does all the hard work, and then and then there's a pass on, and he either delays the pass, which the one time I remember he delayed the pass to Okafor, which allowed Liverpool players to get back in position. And if he'd have just passed it first time, Okafor were one-on-one, like with a defender. All they had to do then was beat that defender, and he'd have been one-on-one with keeper. But he allowed the defenders to get back. And then there were another one where he did it, and then he passed it, like, not even that far. And it was just no power on it. Like, there were no pace on the ball. I'm like, oh, my God. You just done all the hard work in winning that ball. And then, so, but he does this regular, and it's not the first time I've seen it. So, yeah, that's why I'd probably just give him 7.5.
No,
Or
that's
maybe
fine.
an 8. If I give him an 8, it's because of the goal. Yeah, in fact, I'll give him an 8 just because the way that he took his goal.
It was good finish. Right, let's go on to Okafor, mate.
Okafor, again, I think he tries too hard, tries too much. Sometimes I'll give him a 7.
Yeah. You can't go any lower than that. 7. I think he wants to look, he looks, he's very direct. He knows where the goal is, and that's where he's aiming for. I think sometimes that can be a downfall of his, because he's not then looking for a pass or saying, hold on a minute, let's try and pass it back to Goodmanson or Statch or whoever's in the middle that can potentially then build upon. He just wants to push forward.
I think
But
all
again,
he needed, I think for me, all he needed was a goal in that game, or just a break, like because there were a couple of times where he tried to take on the defenders and lost the ball, but he didn't lose it via a good tackle. He just lost it because he lost his footing. He lost the control of the ball, and that's the thing that he does. And yeah, until he sharpens that up, like, he could be a really good strike part, like a good striker. I prefer him in this role as a striker than a winger, to be honest.
but like you said though, you don't mind players that actually like to take on players and try things.
No, because otherwise, what's the point? If you're
Yeah,
gonna, and it's like when you said about Goodmanson trying to take someone on and lose the ball, it happens. Like, as long
no,
as you don't do
I
it,
know.
as long as you don't do it in stupid areas, like try taking someone on inside your 18-yard box and losing it, then yeah. But
Yeah,
that's what you've got to do. If it don't come off, it don't come off. But one time it will, and then it looks good. And I think all he needed today was a goal.
yeah. Well, he was unlucky with his shot in the first half,
Yeah.
but let's go on somebody that did take his chance and did score. Calvert-Lewin, mate.
Yeah. Diego higher just because of the penalty, but it.
I'm going 7.5. I thought he was good in parts when he held up the ball, he challenged it, he challenged for balls. Regardless of whether or not he won the ball or not, it was the fact that he challenged for the ball and then
Yeah, but he always
ball.
does, doesn't he? He puts himself about a lot. It's just I thought it were odd today how he was controlling the ball or trying to control the ball. He did it a few times where he just jumped up to bounce and it bounced off his shins, and I thought that's weird. Like, use your feet, but can I go 7.5? But yeah, I mean 7.5 because of his penalty. But I don't think he was that much better than Okafor, to be honest.
No, that's fair enough. Like I just said though, like I said beforehand, if you agree with us, let us know. If you really disagree with us, also let us know, because it's discussion, it's football. But the substitutes, mate, let's go on to Nonto next. Obviously, draw the penalty to start off with. Looked really lively today.
It did, didn't it? You can tell. This is one thing with Nonto, and it is like, I mean, I always say how inconsistent he is, but today we got the good one. We got the good side of him, which is nice. And when he's on his game like that, that's when you can see potential in him. But he's got to do this consistently, to be taken seriously. Anyway, I think I mean, I'm not saying that he's not taken seriously, but as a top class footballer that he thinks he is, then he needs to be this consistent, like this all the time. But yeah, he played really well today. I'd probably be giving him a 7.5.
I'm going to 8. Solely because he changed the game. He
won the penalty.
He won the penalty. No, even before, like when he came on, he was changing it. He changed the game. He looked like he was lively. He was pushing forward, the
Mm,
1-2s, the quick layoffs. After he got the penalty, he was then pushing forward even more. I'm not going any lower than an 8.
fair enough.
Next one would be Aronson, mate.
Did he
It is a tough one with Aronson because I know how you feel about him. But
oh, it's
yeah,
not. No. But what I'm trying to think of is what he did in the game, apart from like, because I think for the first, what minute was it that he came on?
65th minute.
65th minute. Because I think like the first good portion of the time that he were on the pitch, I can't remember him touching the ball much, but then it got into the game once we started getting fired up, and he did stack his, he passed it to Stack for his assist,
Yeah.
and he ran at their defence a couple of times. When he came over to the left hand side, on the right hand side, I can't remember him touching it much.
No.
But when he came over like onto the left hand side, helping out over there, he was doing quite a bit, and I'm just trying to think whether it's worthy of going from 7.5 7 to 7.5. I think probably, yeah. I'd probably give him a 7.5.
I'm also. Joe, I'm going to go 7.5.
I'll give him a 7.5, Jordan. So yeah.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, no, I'm going to go 7.5. His little shimmy that he done. To be fair, I think was it not him that passed the ball to Nonto that drew the penalty in the first place?
Possibly, yeah.
And then, or he was in that little link up with like the 3 or 4 packs beforehand. Obviously, got the assist for Statch. He was pushing forward, hassling their defenders like he always does. He didn't fall over because I know that you love it when he falls over. But yeah, no, 7.5. And now the man that got the equaliser, which feels like a win, Tanaka, mate. So I'm just going to let you have the floor.
And this is the guy for me that changed the game. he for me, this was the 8. This was the 8 because I thought he changed it completely. Like his energy. I know that he were probably at fault for one of their goals, but for that third goal, but his energy that he brings, that he's pressing, I think, like I've said before, I think he's one of the best pressers on the team, and what he does after it is always usually something good, and he always seems to pop up in the right places. The way that he took his goal. But yeah, I'm going for an 8 with him.
Yeah, no, I agree with
My
you.
game.
Links up well with everybody. Just, I was a bit confused as to why he didn't start the game. Must have been like
tired.
I think it was tired, a little niggle, but yeah, just fantastic. And like I said, Farke has got his spot on with his subs, and those 3 completely changed the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, 8 for him as well. Then we got Pirro, mate. Next, what would you rate Pirro?
Probably 6.5. Thought he did well when he came on. I don't think he was on long enough to get up to a 7 unless he scored. He nearly used his hand to create a good opportunity as well, didn't he? But
yeah, but it was picked up on though. But
yeah,
it would have been disallowed. But yeah, no, I thought he was good. I think right at the end though, when he passed it right into the corner flag, I think that might have been the wrong decision. Tried to
just attack
pass it in the middle to.
Well, he tried a cross after that, didn't he? And it got blocked. But he should just cross it in more because I mean all the big guys were in the box.
Yeah, but did you say 6.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. And are you going to rate Bornau at all?
Of course, like he's the one that changed everything. Like I don't think we'd have come away with a point without him. That he's a 10. I mean, that genius to bring Bornau on at that point in the game to make he were in the penalty area for most of the time he were on there, and yeah, for me a 10. Tactical.
So you did. Right, that's fine then, right? And finally, let's actually rate Farke because that's what we are going to do from now on. What would you rate to
Well,
Farke?
I've already said he's a tactical genius. Can you give a rating for a tactical genius?
Mate, he is the Einstein of football right now because, to be fair, mate, I know that me in particular, have been critical of him the last few weeks, apart from last week and today. Gets a 10, spot on with his substitutions. Yes, they went 2 up, and yes, he left it 15 minutes, but we didn't concede. I think he changed a little bit in game, which you can see, but it's not fully noticeable at times. Yeah, bravo, hats off, well done, Farke. Got it spot on. And we do have a week off now until, was it Sunday? Sunday we play against Brentford. Let's do we gonna do score prediction, Craig, or not? I don't know how much you love doing score predictions this early.
We're away, aren't
We're away, and it's a 4:30 on Sunday.
we? In London. No.
No, that's fine. Right, we will leave it there.
4:30 away on a Sunday in London. That's all you need to know.
Give it up for it, mate. Give it up for it. Right, guys. Thank you all for listening. Those that have watched us on YouTube, it has been an absolute pleasure. Craig, as always, it is a pleasure talking to you about Leeds. And we'll leave it there. Leeds.
Please.